Midwest Gaming Classic was amazing. I even picked up a few things, and it's funny because I usually sell things when I go to these conventions. I'm usually behind a table selling off my duplicates, selling off my new game, my homebrew, stuff like that. And this time I was just walking around, and it's hard not to get into that. Yeah, I mean, I have 1,000 ways I can play these games, but having the physical copies of them and supporting some great people as well, it goes hand in hand with going to video game conventions anyway. So in this video, I'm showing you what I picked up, a little gameplay footage of them as well. And I couldn't have done my Midwest Gaming Classic shopping spree without our friends at Otis. Otis is an alternative investment app. It allows anyone, including yourself, to buy and sell shares of tangible collectibles. Collectibles like sneakers, like art, including video games. There's weekly drops on this. Including, get this, a Nintendo World Championship cart, a WATA graded 8.5. Yeah, you can actually own a share of the NWC cart. Metroid for NES, WATA graded at 9.4. And dropping soon, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, WATA graded, check this out, 9.8. My goodness. There is no promise of a return on investment. However, it's really cool that you can say, hey, you know, I actually have a piece of this NWC card, or whatever gamer item that you're collecting on. And when it comes to buyouts, there are two ways you can do this, either by selling your shares on the secondary market, or if Otis accepts a buyout offer on the underlying asset. Sign up for Otis right now using my link in the description below. You'll even get your first share free on your funded account. Thank you. Kicking off with a nostalgic favorite of mine, Pacland on this one. Now, Pacland is kind of based on the old cartoon from the 80s, with the same music, the same kind of, you know, how the characters look and everything. And interesting that the controls are different. They set up the controls the same way they're in the arcade. Now, the arcade, instead of having like a joystick, the buttons, the 1 and 2 buttons on this, which would be like your A and B buttons, you tap them to make you go left or right. And then the D-pad or the joystick is your jump button in a way. You can swap this if you'd like, and I usually do when I play this game. I have a lot of fond nostalgic memories. I was that kid back in the day that also had a TurboGrafx-16. Only had a few games for it, but this was one of those games, and I was so happy to get this again. So much so that I completely forgot I bought one on Saturday, that I also purchased a second one on Sunday. So I might be bringing this to the next convention. Picking up some more loose games for the TurboGrafx-16, I also had to grab Bonks Adventure. Bonks Adventure is the mascot game for your TurboGrafx-16. If you have a TurboGrafx-16, it's one of those games you gotta grab this game too. It's super fun. It's, you know, a little bit on the easy side, but it still makes for a really, really enjoyable game. I love playing through this game, usually a couple times every year at least, you know. It's fun to see, love the colors, love the sound. Love the character himself as well. There's been several Bonk games, and I plan on doing a Bonk video, maybe like ranking the Bonk games amongst themselves later. But again, I didn't have it loose for the TurboGrafx-16, so hey, you know what? Had it for a great price, may as well grab it. And to go along with Bonks Adventure, you got the sequel, Bonks Revenge. And Bonks Revenge, more of the same, which is very, very fortunate. If you loved Bonks Adventure, you can check out Bonks Revenge. And if you've never played Bonks Adventure, you can play Bonks Revenge just fine. There's nothing stopping you from playing one or the other first. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I'd say play Bonks Adventure first if you can. But if you happen to run across this game, by all means, man, pick it up for sure. It's super fun. Love the colors, love the art style, love the bosses, love the enemies. It's just the game to have. TurboGrafx-16 doing it big with Bonks Revenge. If you have a TurboGrafx-16, you owe it to yourself to grab the staple game, Ninja Spirit. Now, every console has to have a ninja game, whether it be Ninja Gaiden, whether it be Shinobi, or something like that. And this one plays maybe a little bit more like a Shinobi, I think. But it's still just like super, super awesome. Platforming style on this one, side-scrolling style on this one. It may look a little simple by nature, but Ninja Spirit, super, super fun. It's the game that, man, people who play this game, they're just like, TurboGrafx-16, you gotta have Ninja Spirit. And hard to argue that because it's such a good game here. Enemies coming around from all sides of you. You can also, you know, grab little items to help you along the way. Even swap out some weapons later too. I mean, you got your sword, that's your default. But you got throwing stars, you got these little bomb type thingies, and you know, grappling hooks later and stuff like that too. I mean, whatever weapon works best for you, whatever feels like, you know, you're doing better, depending on what you're using and what they are. That's the way to go with Ninja Spirit. It's just so fun. It's just so cool. It's the cool game to have. And there's a lot of cool games for the TurboGrafx-16. Ninja Spirit, I'm telling you, you got a way to play Ninja Spirit, play you some Ninja Spirit. You'll love it. I also grabbed World Class Baseball. I grabbed this because it was $5 and it rounded up to an even number of 20s. I didn't bother capturing footage for it. It's baseball. I was so happy to see this on the shelf too. CIB, this is Alien Crush. Love me some video pinball. The TurboGrafx-16 pinball games for video pinball, in my opinion, were definitely the best of their time. They had a couple of them. Alien Crush is a good one. They did have a Devil's Crush later. I saw Devil's Crush there at Midwest Gaming Classic. It was going for a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but very happy to pick up this Alien Crush here. With a couple of layers on this table and little side things that you can do too, like you can go over and almost like little boss battles in a way. But as far, again, like I said, as far as video pinball goes, Alien Crush, I mean, again, and Devil's Crush is really good too if you can find one for a good price, for a good deal. But Alien Crush, super awesome. I was so happy to find this, and even CIB style too. That's the thing with these CIB style games is you have the game, you have the sleeve, and then of course you got the manual right there too. So it's just, I just love how they look. I just love it. Come on now, look at that creepy alien right on the front there. Look at that creepy alien right on the front there. It's one of those games I never thought I would own. Even when I had a TurboGrafx-16, started collecting for it again, I was just like, there's that one. I mean, Magical Chase aside, there's that one game that's like, ugh, I like it, but man, I'll never be able to find one for a price I can like. I'd never be able to find one where I'll be able to have one. And I found one, and they had a good deal on it. Air Zank. I finally got Air Zank in the collection. Now, it's kind of one of the Bonk games, but it doesn't play anything like Bonks Revenge or Bonks Adventure. It plays more like a shooter. It can't go wrong there. But done very well, done very cartoony. Love the colors in this game. Love everything about this game, really. You got your weapon upgrades as well. You can, pick up items, get different weapons or get different abilities that make you smaller, so you're harder to shoot. Make yourself, get yourself different weapons, whatever fits your need. Air Zank, it's one of those games on the TurboGrafx-16 list, starting to go up in price a little bit, and it has been for a while. But it's, still, if you can find one for a great deal, like I said, I got a good deal on mine. Very happy that I was able to grab this one. And anytime there are Nintendo homebrews, or usually homebrews of almost any system, Nintendo specifically though, I always have to support. I always try to grab them if I don't already have one. And so fun to see Doodle World available. In fact, this is the Midwest Gaming Classic Edition. This was the one if you purchased VIG passes, which gives you early access and all that. You also get one of these as part of the ticket price. So I thought it was really cool. In fact, Nate, myself, Chris, from Game Dad Show, and so many more people actually helped put these together on the shore floor. The day before the vendor hall opened up and everything. We were putting the labels on and putting the cards together and all that. It's a super decent game for your Nintendo homebrew style here. In fact, I was having a lot of fun streaming this on Twitch the other day. It is just your NES style homebrew, but with Doodle World, I love the fact that it looks like it was done on paper. The graphics make it look like they're kind of done with colored pencils and all that too. Pick up the crayons, get yourself the extra lives there. You can jump on the erasers, but not on the point tip little crayons there, I suppose. Is that what those enemies are supposed to be? This game even features boss battles in this one. I'm looking forward to playing this more. You might see more of it on Twitch later on in the future. A game that I've never heard of, but with a label like this, I had to grab it. And that would be a Space Raft here. Space Raft. Why not? Another game I was streaming on Twitch the other day. The game actually takes place in Milwaukee too. I'm reading the back of the box here. Milwaukee's hungriest band, Space Raft, are in pursuit of their jealous ex-bass player, Srini. You take the wheel of the van, there's a little van driving type stage, and then you're also going through, going in these record stores and stuff like that. Features 15 arcade-style locations, 2 huge free-roaming dungeons, 4 playable characters, boss fights. So far, so interesting on Space Raft. I'm looking forward to playing more of this. Now, for the next game, they had the physical cards available, at least a couple of them. I just needed the ROM files so I could stream them through using a Mister, so I could use them for streaming on Twitch, because I love streaming homebrews on Twitch. So they had kind of nice a USB drive that just had the games available. I was able to get that all the same too, and this is the kind of the Turtle digital pack. And all the games feature turtles. And I'll go through them pretty quickly here. This is Turtle Paint. Joe Sherman here literally made a painting type game for your NES. Like Color a Dinosaur, but it's with paint. That's cool. I mean, who would have thought of that? Well, Joe did. Now you have Turtle Rescue here. This one here specifically is Turtle Rescue Unhatched DX, and there's a couple of different versions of that on this game too. But you got to go through and rescue your turtles, man. That's kind of the fun thing here. It's almost like a Zelda-y, Link's Awakening-y kind of game, helping out these people with the turtles and all that too. It's another cool, fun homebrew featuring turtles. I gotta love it. And you even have Turtle Party as well, and this one features some different kind of little mini games here and there that you can have fun with when it comes to these turtle games. Again, just so fun. The dude loves turtles so much, I even bought one of them. I mean, the turtle's even labeled with the Turtle Rescue stuff here. I had to grab a couple of these. An idea I thought was so brilliant, I'm going to steal it sometime, I think, for something in the future. But someone else had their NES homebrew. They had the demo available. Kickstarter next year. I'll probably do a post on it or something like that too if you're interested. Here's a good look at the card here. The game is called Hazard. and it's coming out soon. But they had the demo available, and how this works for your game system is on the back of the card, there's like an SD, and it's literally, you can just kind of slide it out there and pop that in. If nothing else, I was like, man, thank you for the idea. Of course I'll grab one of these. And the demo so far is pretty cool too. As you're just going through and you're just going through these doors and fighting off the enemies and all that. So far, neat idea. Looking forward to seeing the rest of this game. Yeah, look out for Hazard, this NES game coming out sometime. Maybe Kickstarter next year is what he said. I mean, it's not the fanciest label of all time, but it gets the job done. Here's Vector Run. And Vector Run, kind of like a precision platformer, maybe not as precision-y, but the more I played this game, the more I was just like, man, I gotta see what's next. I gotta go next. I gotta see what's gonna happen next. I mean, the graphics kind of change along the way. I mean, look at the graphics here. I mean, it's like, you know, you start with this much, and then it improves a little bit along the way too. Even have this area which reminds me of like Game Boy graphics. I mean, the game's called Vector Run, and might want to look out for it if you're into NES Homebrews. You'll see me at more future conventions coming up. I'm planning on being at SAC Gamers Expo in Sacramento the weekend before Christmas. You'll find me at SoCal Gaming Expo the last weekend in February of next year, and I've already agreed to go to Game On Expo in Phoenix coming up the first weekend of August of 2022 as well. So a couple of conventions on the way, and more will always be popping up too. Just make sure you're locked in on social media or wherever conventions happen to be. Maybe I'll be there. I'm gonna go play some more Zank. We'll see you later.